All right, class. So today we are going to start off with our first day of our fractions lesson. And we're going to start off with our I am statement. So today I am connecting models to represent addition and subtraction of fractions with like denominators. So in this sentence, can someone tell me what the word denominator is? Because we know that we're going to have like, which means same. So we're going to have the same denominators. So in a fraction, we have the numerator, which is up top, the denominator that's at the bottom, and they are going to be divided with a line. So we're going to have some number, let's say 1, and then we're going to have some number at the bottom. And so that first number up top is going to be the numerator, when the bottom one is going to be the denominator. So we're going to connect models to represent addition and subtraction of fractions with like denominators. All right. So then we're going to go down and continue on so that we're going to be able to do that. We're going to do this so that you can understand how to add and subtract fractions. So for today's lesson, we're going to be able to, at the end when we finish, we're going to be able to add fractions and subtract them with the same denominators. And then you'll know you'll have it when you are able to connect two different models. When we're talking about models, it means we're going to be working with manipulatives. We're going to work with different types of pieces so that we can connect them and then create one certain outcome at the end. All right. So to start off today's lesson, we're going to go through a first problem, and it's going to be engaging. All right. So let's see. Let's read this problem. Aubrey needs 4/8 of a yard of ribbon to wrap a gift for her sister, and 2/8 yard of a ribbon to wrap a gift for Alina. How much ribbon does she need to wrap both gifts? So we now know that Aubrey needs 4/8. We're going to underline that one. And she's going to need 2/8, right? So when we're working with word problems that have fractions in them, we have to make sure that we get all of the details that are in the problem. That way we can focus on what later on, if we need them or if we don't. So then it says how much ribbon. So we're going to end up finding out how much ribbon, okay? How much ribbon does she need to wrap both gifts? So she needs this, and she also needs this. So she needs both of these fractions. So let's go ahead and write those down. You can write it on your piece of paper. So we have 4/8 and 2/8. So in this problem, we know that we have 4/8 and 2/8. And so we can know that the numerator is this number, denominator is this number. We can go ahead and write that down. Numerator and denominator. Okay? So we know those two are numbers that are important in a fraction, our numerator and our denominator. So when we're adding fractions, we have to understand that when they have like denominators, we are not changing this. We're not changing the bottom because the bottom doesn't change until it's a whole. And we'll get to that later on in our lesson. But we have to make sure that we are aware of our fractions in how we're adding them or subtracting them, okay? So when we're adding or subtracting, our denominators stay the same. So we have to remember that. When adding and subtracting, they stay the same. So let's see, again, let's read our problem. Aubrey needs 4/8 of a yard of ribbon to wrap a gift for her sister, and 2/8 yard of a ribbon to wrap a gift for Alina. So say Aubrey is going to a store and there's 2 types of ribbons, right? And she needs these 2 gifts to be wrapped with this ribbon. And so she goes and says, I need 4/8 ribbon of this, and then I also need 2/8 of the ribbon. So how much in total is she going to need for both gifts? So when we read the book, or when we read the problem, and it says how much ribbon does she need to wrap both gifts, we're thinking of a total, right? We need to figure out the total amount of ribbon that she needs. So what are we going to have to do to both of these in order to find a total? We're going to have to add them. So we are going to put a plus sign right in between, because now we know that we need the total, and that means adding it together. So now we've created an equation. In an equation, we're going to need an equal sign. Correct? So when we're doing this, we have to understand, again, those denominators are going to stay the same. So we're just going to go ahead, and it's staying the same, right? Staying the same. We're going to go ahead and write our denominator over here. And we're going to keep that fraction. We know we're getting a fraction, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So when we're adding and subtracting, we are going to work towards the right. We're going to go left to right, and we're not going to mix our top to bottoms. We're not going to do that. We're just working straight across. So that line is the division. The bottom numbers are going to stay the same. The top numbers are going to be added. Okay, so when we're working with like denominators, we're not going to touch the denominators. We're simply just going to move the denominator over. So then later on, we're going to now have a simple addition problem, which is 4 plus 2. And 4 plus 2 equals, can anyone tell me what that equals? It's 6, correct? So now we know we've gotten a total of the whole ribbon that is going to be needed for Aubrey's sister and Alina's gift. Okay? So when we're working with fractions, we have to understand that about them. And so we're going to create models with the next problem that we do in order for us to be able to do this, okay? So let's do a fist of 5 for our understanding. 1, you don't understand at all. 2, we need to go over it again in order to work on the next problem. 3, you get it, but you're not comfortable yet. 4, you get it. And 5, you can explain it. You get it, and you can explain it to somebody else. So go ahead. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And you can let me know. If you absolutely can't do it, give me a 0. And then we'll work on it that way. All right. I see some 4s, some 3s. I see a 1. Okay, so we're going to try this next problem, and we're going to use models this time to help us out a little bit, okay? So let's do this next problem. And we're going to do, I'm going to read it out to you guys. Darren ordered a small pizza, which was cut into 6 equal slices. He ate 2/6 of the pizza and put the rest away for later. How much of the pizza did he put away for later? All right, so we are going to use the models that are on your desk, and you're going to use these manipulatives in order to create the pizza. You should all have a circular fraction, and there's different pieces of that one circle. So all of the pieces create that one circle, correct? So we're all going to use that in order to do this. So grab 6 pieces. Your circle, your one hole should have 6 pieces. And Darren's pizza was cut into six equal slices. So are all of your pieces equal? They should be. So I'll give you guys a little cool thing. We'll draw it up here. When we draw our pizza, and you have it, I'm just going to draw it. All right, so you have it a lot better looking circle, and you have it with your manipulative. But when we have our pizza, it's cut into 6 equal spots, right? Let's see. Let's do it this way. Mine probably won't be equal, but they'll be near it. Let's do a little circle, that way we know. Okay? So, one of these pieces, so this whole circle has 6 pieces, correct? Has 6 total. So when we're working with our denominator, a denominator is our whole. Okay? So it's our whole. It's what we have in total. So when we worked with Aubrey's, the whole piece of yarn of ribbon, was a total of, let's say, 1 yard, right? And that 1 yard was cut into 8 pieces. So 1/8 was only one of those pieces. So when we cut into the pizza, and we're looking at Darren and how he ordered his pizza, it was cut into 6 equal parts. So 1 part would be called 1/6, and this is called a unit fraction, which we will later use later on. So 1/6 is a unit fraction. So Darren ordered a small pizza, which was cut into 6 equal slices. He ate 2. So let's take away those 2. Any 2 that you want from your manipulative and the piece that's in front of you. Take 2 off. Ms. Vicky is going to just take these off and cross them off because they're not there anymore. Okay? And he put the rest of this pizza away. So this is gone, and this is gone. You now have your 2, and you ate them, right? So now all you have left is this much of the pizza. So it's asking you how much of the pizza did he put away for later. This is what he put away. What you have in front of you is what you put away. How many of you can tell me how much pizza was put away from what you're looking at in front of you? He has 4 pieces left, I hear. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's cool. You guys know that. It's 4 pieces. But let's put it into fraction. So remember, our whole was 6, correct? And now we have to do what's left over. So let's think of it this way. If we had 6 and 6, and that equals 1, correct? We had 6/6 at the beginning, right? Our pizza was cut into 6 and we had 6 slices. He then ate 2 slices. Who can tell me what we have to do to this equation? Because we now have an equation. We're going to keep our whole number, correct? We're going to keep that the same. We're going to move our line over. And now we have a subtraction problem that is 6 minus 2. And what is 6 minus 2? 4. Correct? Good job. So we now know that whatever's left is 4/6. And that's going to be our answer to this question. He had 4/6 left over, and that's how much he put away. So now independently or with a partner, you can choose and you can decide which one you want to do. You're going to work on the next problem that I give you, and we're going to put it on a sticky note, and then we're going to put it up here on the board. And you're going to see we're going to have a place where you think you know your answer, or you think you're sure you have the correct answer. You kind of think you have it, and I don't know, but this is my best work. Okay? So we're going to do that, and then you're going to put your answer on the sticky note, and then we can go over it at the end to discuss it. So let's see, you're going to compare, and you can use the stuff that's in front of you, okay? So you're going to find the difference of 2 rocks. Write this down in your journals, in your work journals. You're going to find the difference, find the sum and the difference of 2 rocks that weigh 2/8 of a pound and 3/8 of a pound. So you are going to find the sum and the difference. So these are your 2 numbers, 2/8 and 3/8. And use the stuff that we have in front of you. We have fraction bars, we have circle fractions that you can use. Use them to help you figure out what the answer is. And you can even draw pictures like Miss Selena's did up here. I did that up here so that you guys can see it, and you guys can see what you can also do when you're having trouble. But you can use these models in order to help you. So when you're done, you can come and put up your sticky note in order for us to see where everyone's at. And then we'll continue on from there. Okay?